Explore 2 is a Google form. When you click on it, it starts by asking you what your first and last name is. Then it wants to know, are all living things made up of one or more cells? For today's experiment, it is in 7 sections. Section 2 starts with specimen 1. You'll see an image here of specimen 1. What do you think this is a specimen of? A human blood cell, a leaf, a human cheek cell, sand, or the water? I do want to let you guys know that the answers do not repeat. So if you think it's one thing and then later on we come to a different image and you're like, no, it must be that, you will want to go back and change your answers. Are cells present? Yes or no? Is the specimen living, was once living, or never living? Living, was once living, never living. And then describe what the specimen looks like. You're going to repeat this for section 3. You're going to repeat this for specimen 3, specimen 4, and specimen 5. Then the last section is data analysis. This is going to ask us some questions for based on what the experiment was about. Based on your data, write a general statement about the results. I do want to let you guys know that after you finish and you submit, I would recommend going back and checking the answers. For each of these, I've provided the answer for the correct response. So you're going to want to look at that. Then, how were you able to determine if something was living? So based on what you saw, how did you say, yes, this was living? How were you able to determine if something was once living? And then how were you able to determine if something was non-living or never living? Why do you need a microscope to determine if something is living? How do the tools used in this investigation exemplify how science depends on engineering advances? In this case, the tools that would have been used had you been in a general classroom would be a microscope. How many cells are needed to qualify something as an organism? Other than in number, how else do the cells in unicellular and multicellular organisms differ? And then lastly, what is the smallest unit that can be said to be alive? When you are done, make sure that you hit submit. And again, I really would recommend that you go through what the correct responses were.